Here we are in beautiful Tampa Bay, Florida, folks. We got the palm trees, we got the water, we got the skyline. I know a lot of you know Tampa Bay already. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Super Bowl champs. Talk about the Lightning, Stanley Cup champs, international conventions. Everything happens here, right in the heart of Florida. But we're going to show you a side of Tampa Bay you don't know. We're going to undiscover Tampa Bay for you here on Undiscovered America. Stay tuned.
Come along with me. Let's take it to the streets. Show you the land of the free like you've never seen. Talking about undiscovered America. Undiscovered America. Undiscovered America. Oh! Undiscovered America.
Our team went to Tampa Bay, Florida recently, and there we discovered hundreds of people laying out on blankets, taking in the sun, underneath the palm trees, by the water. But they weren't sunning, they were posing. You know, cow pose, mountain pose, chair pose, yoga. True to undiscovered roots, we were just walking around minding our business and we discovered something really beautiful. Yoga in the park. This happens every Sunday?
Every Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Yep.
So what kind of people come here? I saw lots of different body types out there.
Yeah, yoga's for everybody and every body. So regardless of years of practice or skill level, everyone comes together.
I like that, everybody and everybody. You also said something earlier that was really, really beautiful. You talked about using yoga to rediscover your body. Crystal, is this something that people respond to?
Most definitely, yes. For me in my practice, it really helps me reconnect with myself and gets me back into my body and connected with my breath. Brings me back to that present moment.
It's funny that you say that because children seem to have no problem connecting with their body, but when we become adults, we seem to have this very different relationship with it.
Yeah, a lot of different things are competing for our attention. Technology's really disconnected us from one another, so yoga's the opportunity to step back into your body and connect with yourself, which makes you a lot more available for other people as well.
What's the pose that has the baby name on it?
Happy Baby!
Happy Baby, all right. We'll all be
Yes.
happy babies. Hey, listen, thanks for chatting with us, and keep it up here in Tampa Bay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And in Tampa, we went from the oldest art form of meditation to an old art form of a completely different kind, cigar rolling, within a few miles of where we were, to Cuesta Rey, the oldest cigar manufacturer in the United States.
Hi.
Holden.
Good to
How
meet
are
you.
I'm David Downing. Thanks for having us today.
Awesome. Well, welcome to our company, our
Thank
historic cigar factory here in Ybor City,
Beautiful
Florida.
space.
Yeah, it's incredible. Built in 1910, always been a cigar factory, and we'll go see that continuity today. Our company founder, Julius Caesar Newman, came here as an immigrant to the United States back in the 1880s in search of a better way of life. And he built his company from nothing. Like, it's very much a rags to riches type story.
Okay.
Like an Andrew Carnegie type figure. He didn't know how to make cigars when he came to this country. He couldn't speak English and he had no money, but by the time he died, he was a multi-millionaire in the cigar industry.
How did he choose Tampa?
He wanted the cigar industry. Tampa
Okay.
was one of the world's biggest importer of Cuban tobacco. We used to import over 300 million pounds of Cuban tobacco a year.
So there was an established cigar industry here, and he decided, let's go where the cigars are.
Right, exactly. And we stick out for that reason. In Ybor City, a lot of the culture is Cuban, Spanish, and Italian cigar makers.
Right.
Right. Whereas the Newmans, they're Austro-Hungarian Jews from Cleveland, Ohio. So we are certainly the new kids on the block.
Is this the very bottom of the building where we are right now?
Pretty much. And you don't really think about basements when you think about Tampa.
Right, or Florida in general, for sure.
Right, you're going to hit the aquifer one way or another. But in a cigar factory, we need a basement.
Mm-hmm.
Down here, you can feel it on your skin. It's the humidity. It's hot, it's muggy. That's perfect for tobacco. And what's more, tobacco never talks back, so it doesn't need air conditioning down here.
And we have a history of at least your company here. I see some cigar box guitars as well, right?
We've got cigar box guitars, cigar boxes, old proof books, these Native American statues that are really popular in cigar shops, especially most of these are antiques from like the late 19th, early 20th century. An old quilt made out of cigar bands. These are all from the 19th century as well. This is our cigar vault. We built this out to be a timeline of every single cigar our company's made over the last 128 years.
And I have to tell you also, it is very cool in here. It's about 70. There's the smell of cigars in this room, of the leaf, of the tobacco leaf is unbelievable.
Yes, some of these cigars were made last month. Some of them were made 120 years ago. In some cases, 166 years ago.
Some in this room.
Including the last legal bale of Cuban tobacco. We bought this one bale in 1958, which predated the revolution in 1959 and the embargo in 1962, and it's still down here to this day.
Do I know exactly where that is, or is it a secret?
It's right here in the middle of this room.
Oh, okay. Oh, that one right there.
So, David, if you want to smoke one of these fine Tampa handmade cigars,
Which I do.
I'm going to make you work for it.
Okay.
So I'm going to have you take a seat over here
All right.
at one of our cigar rolling tables and make your own.
You're going to show me how.
Absolutely.
All right.
Sure, I wouldn't leave you high and dry.
All right.
So go ahead and grab your piece of wrapper tobacco here.
Yes, sir.
And you want to start it off so that way the bottom of the leaf is facing up. You're going to do a rocking motion like so and cut the tobacco until it looks good.
Did I do it well?
Yeah, that looks good.
All right.
So now we're going to go ahead and grab one of these. This is an unfinished cigar.
All right.
It's the insides, it's the binder and the filler, but not the wrapper. That's where you come in.
So this is just the wrapper.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's what makes your cigar look good. So we're going to start it off, fold the wrapper over top, and pull it back until it's nice and tight and you feel like you have control over
I
it.
got you.
And then just slow and steady roll it.
How am I doing? I feel
Not
I'm
bad,
doing
you know, let me
that.
see.
All right.
Not bad at all.
Okay.
Here, now all we have to do is cut this.
All right.
So put the back here and then bring that lever down. So
Straight down.
Yeah.
All
Put
right.
one hand on the cigar. And voila, you made your first ever handmade cigar, and now just 99 more before we let you go home.
Thank you very much. There it is right here. Now it's my turn to, we can smoke these, right?
Absolutely.
Here we go.
America, oh.
You want to go to Cuba? No, seriously, you can go to Cuba right here in the middle of Tampa Bay. Here in Ybor City, historic Ybor City, Jose Marti Park. It is the only piece of Cuban-owned land in the United States for almost 60 years. In fact, until 2015, when the Cuban embassy opened in Washington, D.C., this was all the Cuban government had in the United States. To this day, it's inhabited not by the ghost of Jose Marti, but it's inhabited by, well, some of our feathered friends. Come, let's have a look.
Yes, you guessed it, chickens. They're allowed to roam freely here and throughout all of Ybor City thanks to a City of Tampa ordinance that protects them. The birds are living memorials to the founding and early days of Ybor City, but the park itself is dedicated to the memory of Jose Marti, a poet, journalist, and firebrand who led Cuba's revolution against Spain in the 1880s and 1890s. This is a great place to start to explore Tampa Bay's 135-year-long relationship with Cuba, which thrived from 1885 through the U.S. embargo in 1962.
If you feel the need for speed, trust me, you can find that in Tampa Bay, Florida. We went to the Motor Enclave where mere mortals are allowed to take cars on tracks in excess of 150 miles an hour. You have to see it to believe it. So tell me about this car. What are we getting into, literally?
This is one of our fleet cars. This is a turbo Porsche Taycan Turbo S. It's fully electric. You'll see as soon as we jump.
Electric?
Yeah.
And it's gonna be fast as a gas car.
It'll be quicker. It'll be
Okay.
very, very quick off the line. It'll put you in your seat. If you've never been in a car like this, incredible.
Okay, and how fast am I gonna go today? Or are you gonna go? We're gonna go the same speed, I hope.
You know, we'll keep it above 100.
Okay, all right. We'll see how all this works out.
One of the most exciting things in an electric car is the standing start, right? So
Okay.
from 0 to 60, we'll call it.
All right.
Whoa! Crazy, right? And then we're into turn 2, so the brakes are equally as impressive.
It takes a lot to make me stop talking, dude. Whoa, you just did.
Fun, right?
That was. I'll just say my mic went out because. What makes this car, the Porsche, so unbelievable is electric. It is quiet. It's like riding in an elevator, but going 135. I think I blacked out at 137 or something like that. Miles an hour on a 1.8 mile track. To be with someone who can drive like him and to understand high performance and understand a car enthusiast makes me look at these cars and this track completely differently. In the heart of Ybor City, the cultural capital of Tampa, we found actually the cultural heartbeat in Columbia Restaurant. This family institution has been there for 100 years or more, and wow, we're going to tell you exactly why. We're here with Casey Gonsmart Jr., who is the newest of the Gonsmart family to take over this institution that is the Columbia Restaurant. Give us a very bird's eye, 30,000-foot view of what it is we're sitting in today.
Yeah, so we are sitting in a 118-year-old building, but this room here is our Andalusia room. It used to be our old kitchen, and so this is a pretty small space, and now our kitchen takes over 6,000 square feet.
You know, and you said it's known as a restaurant, but to call the Columbia a restaurant is really like calling your car an air conditioner. It's so much more than that. It's a landmark, it's a cultural institution, it's a culinary institution, it's a major employer and economic driver. Talk me through how the Columbia becomes so integrated into the city of Tampa and into Ybor City specifically.
You know, so the restaurant started out, it was just, you know, a small corner cafe that my great-grandfather started.
Right here on the corner.
Right here in the corner, right behind us.
So little by little it grew, more rooms were added. How did that growth happen? It seems like a little bit at a time?
You're right, so the way everyone sees the building now with 15 dining rooms and 1,700 seats, you know, and the beautiful tile outside and the arches, everybody thinks that that's what it always looked like, but it didn't. And so slowly over time, my great-grandfather and my great-grandfather just continued to acquire the buildings next door from each other and just incorporated that space into the restaurant and just continued on until he got to the end of the city block. And that's where, you know, the footprint of the restaurant, you know, by the 1940s was the size that it was. It just didn't have the look.
Right.
The look that it
And this is a city block by city block. This is a massive 50-something thousand square feet.
Correct.
Talk me through the name. It's interesting. A lot of people come here, I'll bet, they come here, they eat here, they experience it, and they come here and leave thinking Columbia, it's a Spanish restaurant. It's Colombian from the country Colombia. And it's Columbia Christopher Columbus. Washington District of Columbia. It's a reference to America.
Right.
Right? So talk us through the history.
Yeah, so exactly. So even today, people say, "Oh, it's Colombian food," right? Even today, I had a call, and the subject line was Columbia House, right? As we all know, what that was, you know, 30 years ago. So it's Columbia because the Columbia was the first ship to circumvent the world. And then that in itself was named after, like you said, Christopher Columbus, District of Columbia. The United States of America wasn't the United States of America as we know it. People called it Columbia, right? And so my great-grandfather, he felt so much pride for America and was so happy to be here because that's what everyone knew the United States as we know it being called Columbia. He wanted to name the restaurant after that. And so we call ourselves Columbia Gem of Spanish Restaurants. So we adopted that ship, you know, that ship logo, and we, you know, on our menu we have 3 ships representing Christopher Columbus's ships on there.
Right.
And so, but yeah, it's Columbia with a U, and I tell everybody it's not an O, it's a U. But to this day, everybody will call us Colombian Restaurant, and you know, just absolutely.
Well, you can call it anything you want. I call it spectacular, and what you've done here, what your family has done, what this institution has done, not just for the Ybor City, but for the city of Tampa and the entire Gulf Coast is nothing short of spectacular. So if you'd like to dish this up, perhaps we could eat a little something rather than talking about.
Why not, right? I'm famished.
All right, please.
Yes, sir.
Of course, Tampa Bay is known for a lot of things, fishing chief among them. But we found a couple who likes to catch fish and then throw them back. It's part of an eco-conscious wave sweeping the country, and they'll explain why.
Mario, Tatiana, welcome to Undiscovered America. So tell us about your sorority, Tau Beta Kappa Alpha. Joking. Come on, tell us about Tampa Bay Kayak Anglers.
Tampa Bay Kayak Anglers is a nonprofit organization created by my husband and I. Thanks to COVID, that weird time when everyone was home not doing much and we didn't have a job to report to, and we said, you know what, we finally have the time to do what we most love, which is kayak fishing.
So The thing I really love about what you do is there's an eco element to it. There's a sustainability element to it because you go after very certain species at certain time of years to protect them. Clearly, right?
That is correct.
Talk me through how that works.
That is correct. So a lot of what we like to do is educate.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that you do need a fishing license to fish in Florida.
Okay.
And there's fishes that you can't target in certain, times of the year. And then we have invasive species that we don't want at all, like the cichlids, the Mayan cichlids. And so we do programs around the year to target those specific species.
One last question for you. I've gone out fishing with my brothers in the boat, fishing from one of these docks, fishing from piers, fishing from the Skyway. What is better about fishing from a kayak? Are you getting into areas where you can't get in other boats?
Yes.
Talk me through that.
So the purpose of fishing in a kayak is your stealthiness. When you're in a boat, you make noises, and it takes you're revving your engine just to get to a spot, or you're trolling just to get there. When you're in a kayak, you're basically just paddling your way, and you're just zoning right into the spot without them even know you're there.
Well, that sounds terrific. Listen, thanks again for being with us here today on Undiscovered America.
Thanks for having us.
Everybody loves a good speakeasy, and some of them are very hard to find. Well, we found one in the heart of Ybor City that was worth looking for, because on top of great cuisine, drinks, and desserts, it serves up a very healthy serving of the African American history in Tampa Bay. Hey man, what's going on? How are you?
How are you? Welcome to Roast.
I'm David.
I am Jamaris. How are you doing?
Jamaris, tell me about this place. I'm doing great. Looks
Yeah,
fabulous.
absolutely. We are brand new deli and social bar here in Ybor City. We serve all kinds of great sweets, cinnamon rolls, beignets, peach cobbler, sweet potato cornbread.
Oh, I see those sweets.
Yeah.
What's the best thing you got going over
I
there?
have something that I definitely got to show you, and it's right behind this secret door.
Where's the secret door?
Follow me and I'll show you.
All right. That's a secret door. All right.
Just not, it bounces back.
Find your fortune. Tell us about this beautiful space.
Yeah, so
Madam Fortune.
Yeah, you are sitting in Madam Fortune Dessert and Hi-Fi Parlor. It is what we call a speakeasy, but it's more than that. It's a story, and we are recognizing a woman who is pretty much unsung in Tampa. She was a freed woman. She was a slave woman who came from North Carolina to Florida, Tampa, Florida, given 33 acres of land as to what is now downtown Tampa.
And there's a bridge named after her.
There's a bridge named after her. There's a street. We have Fortune Street.
Okay.
Where a lot of our popular places that we go, like the Barrymore Hotel, sits right on her property. She's responsible for so many great things in the city, and I wanted to recognize her by creating this space.
It's not just a celebration of African American history, but also musical history.
Yes.
In the destination.
Yes.
I saw some of the names of some of the items, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have basically a lot of people don't know that Tampa was known as the Harlem of the South. A lot of the jazz greats like Ray Charles, Ella Fitzgerald, absolutely loved to come
Cannonball
to the city.
Adderley.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
They loved coming to this city. They loved bringing their music here. They even wrote songs about this space and this city, and I want to incorporate that here as well. So we play a lot of Ray Charles, we play a lot of Ella, we play a lot of Miles Davis, a lot of jazz greats. We have live music. We just wanted to all touch every single sense.
And in touching those senses, tell us about this space. It's very Art Deco.
Yeah.
It has a kind of a 1920s/40s vibe.
Yeah. So we thought it would be really cool to kind of incorporate in the decor. Also have more of a Gatsby vibe a little bit too in the back.
Okay.
And then we have the little oranges there. The style, it was very, very, very well thought out. And so we wanted to, like I said, bring those vibrant colors to something that's dark and usually mellow, but it's still a great vibe.
And the speakeasy.
And
now,
the speakeasy.
That door out front is surprising.
Yes.
I thought you were messing with me, but the speakeasy come. How do you get out? I mean, it's a real speakeasy.
Yes.
There's a password.
Password every week.
How do you get that out?
Yeah,
How do you keep it secret?
Right. We try not to keep it too secret.
Okay.
But if you call and want to make a reservation, we'll tell you then. Or you can go on any of our social media pages, and we also always have it in our highlights.
What is your hope for this establishment? It's new,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
what is your hope in 5 years' time? Is it going?
To be very honest, it's really about the culture when it comes down to this space. And I believe in keeping the name alive, And I want to keep the name of Madam Fortune alive. And that is really my primary goal here, is to really speak her name and to have people want to know the story about Madam Fortune and how she came to be and how she, was a part of Tampa and woven into the fabric of what Tampa is today. But in business-wise, I would love to see this basically just be here. We want to have weddings here. We want to have engagements here, bachelorette parties. That's it.
I think you're doing more than speaking her name. I think you're singing her.
Yeah. That is the hope, and I thank you so much.
Continued success with you.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Everybody loves a good pirate festival. Everybody loves a festival. Well, in Tampa Bay, there's something called Gasparilla, basically known as the Mardi Gras of Tampa Bay. It is a week-long, actually a month-long festival of art, of culture, of history, cuisine that makes pirates out of all of us. But there's more to it than meets the eye.
So Gasparilla in Tampa, I understand Gasparilla is to Tampa what Mardi Gras is to New Orleans. Is that safe to say?
I think that's the easiest way to relate it.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we've been around almost 120 years, and it started with 40 guys on horseback, and then we upgraded to ships and full flotillas and full invasions. So yeah, it's a big, big day.
So give us an idea of the scope. How many people, how many floats? It's over several days though, right?
Well, it is. I mean, the main parade is we have a big invasion in the morning. We have
on this,
the Jose Gasparilla, and we have over 4,000, we call it the Mosquito Fleet, private vessels that come in with us. And then we smash the defenses of the city, and we get the key to the city from the mayor, and then we have a big parade down Bayshore Boulevard. There's anywhere between 300,000 and 500,000 people that watch us.
How long has Gasparilla been taking place here in Tampa Bay?
We were founded in 1904.
Okay, so that's more than 100 years.
Almost,
I'm not good with math.
About 120 years.
120 years
just
right
about
here in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Any changes to the parade? Any changes to the organization? Does it evolve? Some of these events get to one place and they don't grow. What have you all done to maintain relevance or to grow that brand?
We're very in tune with the wishes of the city of Tampa, and just as the city grows, which it has exponentially over the last few years, we adjust our parade route. We allow for more seating. We grow as the city grows and just do bigger and better. And it's been great. It's been amazing that we've been able to adapt yet continue the tradition of the legend of Jose Gaspar.
So Jose Gaspar, Gasparilla, correct?
Correct.
Fake, real pirate. What is the relationship of Tampa Bay to pirates?
I think there's a little bit of truth in any sort of legend. So who knows? Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But it certainly has done a great thing for the city of Tampa. It really was the intent of Gasparilla, was to put Tampa on the map with tourism.
Seamus, you're a local pirate, you're an official pirate, you must know Tampa Bay very well. Give us your best undiscovered place here in Tampa Bay.
I don't know if it's undiscovered, but I'll say it's new. You know, if you go down to Water Street and Channelside, 10 years ago that didn't exist. So it's relatively undiscovered outside of the city of Tampa, but there's great restaurants and nightlife, and just the whole area down there is amazing. So if you've never been to Tampa, that's an awesome place to start.
A forward-looking pirate.
Yes.
I even like that better.
Absolutely.
So there it is. We will go visit there based on your recommendation.
Gotcha.
Thanks for being with us today.
Of course, happy to be here.
We'll be right back. One of the great things we get to do on this show is take a place like Florida that everyone thinks they know and show them an undiscovered side. Tampa Bay, Florida is a perfect example of that. A union of exhilaration, culture, and relaxation, all under year-round Florida sunshine and located on an ideal waterfront location. Plan your visit now and experience what we call the Tampa Bay effect at visitTampaBay.com.